Good morning. It is 8:14 a.m. on Friday, May 22nd, 2020. I am Christiana Ellis, and I just got up for the second time. This is 5 more minutes. So, I have a light schedule today. I'm taking most of the day off for complicated reasons we don't have to get into. Um, so I woke up with Rocket at 6 a.m., which was, the sort of expected time. And then I decided to go back to sleep. But when he woke me up the next time, it's a little frustrating because he managed to wait until I had gotten all the way into deep REM sleep. And so then wake me up. And so basically, I managed to remember my dreams for the first time in a little while just because he woke me up right while I was in the middle of them. And I actually, for the first time that I can recall, I had a pandemic themed dream where, so part of it was that I was a contestant on Survivor, but the actual experience of it was really more like, like what I actually did in it was was just like walking around a beach with Jeff Probst, chatting with him about. It's like, well, I know you can't tell me who's going to win, but what do you think my chances are? And oh, I don't know. When do you think big events are going to come back? And I don't know. Like, he wanted to know if I wanted to go to a baseball game, which I had mixed feelings about because it's like, well, baseball is not like my favorite thing, but I guess that's kind of fun. And so but like, it was weird. But then the entire cast of the season was all going to a restaurant for a fancy dinner. It was like we were taking a break. And the we were going to, like, it was some like fancy but chain Chinese restaurant, like PF Chang's or something like that. And so the dining room, like, I was wondering in the dream, like, well, what's it going to be like? What are the restrictions? And so the dining room was empty except for us, and then there was discussion of like, well, do we have to alternate seats? Like, do we have to just sit every other chair at this big table? And then when they brought out the food, it was in these really weird, like totally enclosed styrofoam containers with a straw in it, which of course makes no actual sense. But that was what was happening in the dream when Rocket woke me up. So yeah, there's some stuff on in there. None of that I think really speaks to, it wasn't a very emotionally intense dream. It was more, it's one of those dreams where you kind of walk through it, not quite becoming lucid and knowing you're in a dream, but kind of just going through it and going, like, this is weird, right? Like, anyone else see, like, why this is a little strange? Yeah? No, just me, huh? Oh, well, okay. I guess, I guess we're doing this, so I'll just kind of stop complaining about it, but it does seem weird to me. Do you have dreams like that? You know, uh, it is interesting how unless you get, it just reminds me of when I was experimenting with lucid dreaming a bit more. It kind of requires focus to over a period of time to get there, although it's very cool when you do. But part of what you have to do in order to start getting to a period where you can lucid dream is you have to introduce the thought pattern into your brain. Am I dreaming right now? You have to start thinking that to yourself all the time, frequently enough that it'll cross your mind while you're dreaming. If you get into a habit of questioning it, and then you engage in that habit while dreaming, so most of the time you go, am I dreaming right now? No, I don't think so. And then you do that over and over and over again until one day you're dreaming and you say, am I dreaming right now? And you look over at the giraffe that's at the next table over at the cafe and you say, you know what? I think I am. That's kind of how it works. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now, and I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.